From the suburbs to a state on the front lines of the border crisis, let's bring in Texas Governor Greg Abbott. There's been many Texas buses to blue cities, and I understand why. But when you listen to some of these mayors of these towns who are now fighting amongst themselves and not going to the Biden administration and saying, you have a responsibility here, help Governor Abbott to help us out, what do you think about their strategy? I understand yours. I just don't understand theirs.
Well, Dana, something has been revealed during this entire episode, and that is the very real hostility that Democrats have against illegal immigrants. You know, they profess to be sanctuary cities and sanctuary states. They want to welcome them in until they actually do come in. And then when they come in, they say, no, we don't want them here. We want to send them back to Texas. They're for illegal immigration, as long as it's Texas and the border states that have to deal with that illegal immigration. Second, Dana, it's absurd to think that New York doesn't have the room for it, New Jersey doesn't have the room for it. They think Eagle Pass or Del Rio, Texas has the room for it. Now, we have more people coming across our border every single day than what New York gets in a week or a month. And so it's outrageous that they're saying that they cannot deal with this. But the last point, Dana, is the fact that there's only one reason why this is happening. And that's because Joe Biden has eliminated all of the 4 policies that Donald Trump put in place that led to the lowest illegal border crossings in 40 years. The Remain in Mexico policy, the Title 42 policy, the end of catch and release, and building a border wall. If the Biden administration was enforcing the immigration laws passed by Congress, the mayors of New York, the leaders of New Jersey and Chicago, et cetera, they would not be having these problems.
Well, Governor, there's a lot going on here, but just in summary, House Republicans may not fund the government on this. That may come to pass. What do you think changed after the new year when we saw so many news networks there yesterday where, frankly, they had not been there for some time, at a minimum? Well,
yeah, so you point out one thing that's changed, and that is that members of Congress and others are just now seeing for the first time how drastic this is. They're seeing the incredible record-breaking number of people coming across the border from more than 150 countries. There's in the past 3 years under the Biden administration, there's been the same number of people coming across the border as there is in the entire population of New York. And as a result of that, Americans have grown incredibly frustrated and angry against the leadership in Washington, D.C. The House Republicans recognize something has to be done, and they are working to make sure they're going to pass a bill that will put a halt to the illegal immigration. The Biden administration right now is unwilling to go along with that. But the Republicans have the Democrats in Washington, D.C. In a very tough place. As long as the Republicans stick together, there is a chance of getting meaningful immigration reform legislation passed that will stop all the illegal immigration coming across the border.
One last quick question. Secretary Mayorkas blamed December's record border crossings on climate change. Has that been your experience from what you've heard?
Dana, listen, the only change in climate has been the climate of enforcing immigration laws. Once again, Trump enforced the immigration laws that led to a record low number of people coming across the border. When Joe Biden came into office and when Mayorkas came into office, they eliminated enforcement of immigration laws. That change in climate is what led to the all-time record-breaking number of people crossing the border illegally.
Governor, thank you for your time. To viewers, if it sounds like a broken record, in a lot of ways it is. It
does.
Right? Day after day, we're doing it. So, Governor, thank you. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.